YouTube, what the East Roman crap is going on? HeirofCarthage here, and of course, back in the East Roman campaign, as if you didn't get that from my retarded comment to start with. So, I have some pretty exciting, well, at least it's exciting to me. Finally, the assembly kit was released for Total War Attila, which means that Steam Workshop has been opened up to all kinds of awesome content, and I have already seeing awesome content. Like, for instance, I used a lot of Dresden's mods for Rome 2. He's already got some up there. I'm excited. There's some great mods. And there's some tools and stuff that I think eventually, like, so for instance, one of the tools allows people to remake each individual city so that they don't look the same, and I'm sure that over time someone will undertake something like that. I'm pretty thrilled. I've already put a post up in the forums on the Attila, the main Attila forum, asking people to suggest mods to me and leaving links, and I've already gotten some great suggestions from some folks who make mods and just enjoy mods. So if you want to go on the forums and you know of any, go look for my thread there. It's called like it's like mods to improve, and my name on the forums is Patchy with a capital P, so if you'll want to find me on there, the Total War forum. So yes, suggest some mods if you all see some, or if you run into some while you're playing, let me know. And the next Attila campaigns that come up, we will definitely throw some mods in to kind of see how we can use those to further improve gameplay and to make things fun. So I have a few suggestions that I'm going to try and act on based on what people are telling me in the comments from the past videos, and one of which I was not aware of, but it's a huge deal. The East Romans actually earn a percentage interest on their treasury as part of their income. Probably shows up in here. So other income gained from other sources, such as base income payments, tribute, total income. Well, you earn, basically, we earn interest on our treasury. So it may not hurt to basically try and save some money each turn for a while and let it start working for me, basically. So I don't know if you all know much about compound interest, but it's either your worst enemy or your best friend. It doesn't take any holidays, and it works 24/7. Like I said, it's either a great friend or a harsh enemy, and so let's make it into a friend here. So what I'm going to do is try and save a little chunk of money on every turn and keep some extra money in my coffers. And some of you don't like that I'm going up here to assist the West Romans. That's fine. I get why you're saying that. I just want to help make sure that they stay alive, and I know some of y'all are saying, they'll fail anyway. I don't expect them to be good, but they still have a lot of territory, and if we can start knocking out some of these different factions that are besieging them, basically that leaves Rome to help control the map against someone like the Sassanids, and it'll help keep my back safe, because eventually I'm going to have to fight them. So anyway, that's my thinking. If it works out poorly, then you all can laugh and point and say, we told you so, choke on it. We're not too far away from being able to convert to paganism, which will be fun. Some of you are saying, that's going to make the food situation a lot harder. I see that it is, because the pagan buildings use food, whereas the Christian ones use gold, and it's probably easier for me to get gold in the long run than it is food in the late game especially, but I think with some proper management it can be done. I've seen and heard of people doing it. So it'll create kind of a challenge for me anyway, and ought to be enjoyable. So that is all of my yapping for now. I took this priest, and I'm kind of bringing him up here into these lands because I don't want him spreading Christianity in my home province. And then some of you have asked me, how come you haven't built the building in Thracia yet? It's because I just don't need to build anything here at the moment, and I was spending my money elsewhere, so that's really the main reason. So I would like to save a little money, but I do want to make sure and go through and check to see if we have anything that's just about to go berserk here as far as like rebellion or something. I think we should be, well, I don't even know why I'm clicking through all of them. So we're losing public order in Egypt, but not for too long, and then everywhere else is turning happier. And then we're only struggling with food in Thracia and Palestinia, and maybe not even there for too much longer. So again, all in all, I think things are going well. Let's I could assign a governor, and let's just go ahead and do it. So I'm thinking basically we get Growth Edict is probably one of the best ones that I can do right now. I mean, the edicts don't make a huge difference for me at the moment. What we'll do is get this character because he's got no influence whatsoever, basically. And I will throw him into, I don't know, I'm trying to think here. Let's throw him into Syria. And what I will do is just have one of my characters adopt him with their influence points. So I've already made some adoptions here, it looks like. Let's get this guy, and let's see, we put him into Syria, so we're gonna run an adoption on this dude. There we go. And that'll basically help make sure that my faction gains quite a bit of control, but I've still got generals from the other factions, so they'll be gaining a little bit. And that way, hopefully, it'll kind of balance out okay-ish. That's my goal. And we can issue an edict now in Syria. A growth edict wouldn't hurt. We've got room to grow here. So that's probably what I'll do, because we don't want the Greek Christian one. Tax rate bonus and minus to construction cost wouldn't hurt either. But we're not making a ton of money out of Syria. Let's do the food production and growth for now. Okay, so I'm going to save the rest of my money for this turn, just because, like I said, I want to start banking a little. I can't move any more of my military forces, really, and we should be fine from a building standpoint, at least for the time being. I will have to be careful out here around all these hordes. It is quite possible I could get ganged up on by a couple of unfriendly hordes. That Alaman banner sometimes totally looks like the Sassanids, if you catch it wrong. See what the Huns are up to here. They might have an agent working on me. Yeah, there's a small Hun army moving towards my lands there. I'm going to move back down into those West Roman lands and see what we can do here. Yeah, there's some enemy stacks moving on up. I think I can put out one of the West Romans' enemies here within a couple of turns, though, so I'm going to try it. So we did adopt this guy, so that's great. So now all the governors basically will be earning influence for my faction. Oh crap, there's gonna be some winter attrition out here too. Hadn't considered that. But if we move back here and fortify, we should be able to be immune to the attrition and retrain anyway, and be fortified in case these stacks decide to attack me. I feel quite confident that behind fortifications, we could teach them a pretty punishing lesson. Let's see, our general's got some skills. I'm doing this one that gives me extra zeal. So let's see here. Plus research rate. Why not? Artist plus 5 public order, sure. And then wonder about my other characters.
How can I serve the people of Rome?
Yeah, we can add stuff here. Plus 3 unit experience, plus 10 growth, local province. Huh, let's try that. Let's see what else we got here. Go for that one. So I basically haven't been assigning household stuff here. I didn't realize that it didn't automatically do some of the stuff. Let's go with that. Campaign spotting chance.
We hunger for battle.
Another general here. Plus 5% armor for the commander's unit.
Heaven be praised.
And then the spies. Already got some stuff. Just make sure we pass out everything we can here, basically.
At your command.
Okay, good. So, got our armies fortified. We've saved a little money, which is nice. Total income next turn. Yeah, I don't know if it shows anywhere on here what I'm earning. Army upkeep. Yeah, it doesn't break it down for me, at least not right here. Trade summary. Ah, maybe it's in here. Interest. Here it is. So last turn we earned 223 in interest. This turn we can earn 768. So you can see how that could pile up pretty quickly, actually. So thank you very much for calling that out. So this is why I always like the comments. Even if you all are giving me a hard time, the comments can be very helpful for me, because sometimes you all teach me things I don't know, and then I can play the game better, which means that other people who don't know will also learn. So what I'm going to do is spend some of my money, but not much. And let's again take a look. So province-wise, Egypt should be about to turn around because we're one turn from finishing an auditorium there. Where is it? I've got these armies over here, which I kind of want to make sure that I have some military buildings over here to support against the Sassanids. Okay, good. We're building one. You know what? I'm just going to save some money for another turn because I don't really have anything that just absolutely has to be built this turn. Let me remind myself of what I'm researching as well. Is that what I'm researching? I can't always tell what I'm researching. I think it's this, yeah. Compulsory levy, so -10 for melee infantry units. I'm probably trying to get to Eastern Armored Legio. Yeah, that's what I was working on. So 16 turns and we can get Eastern Armored Legio and Elite Ballistari. And then eventually get to Clibanarii here too, which would be great. I am going to need to research upgraded farms as well. But for now, like I said, I think we're in pretty good shape. We can just kind of let some of this money bank and start earning us some interest. And then once we start making redonkulous sums of money, of course we can train way more armies. We can be a lot more threatening to the people around us. So while the going is good, let's save it and let it help us earn some extra income. And I'll just, like I said, use my armies to try and help out the West Romans a little.
Return to your people and prepare them for
we all knew it was coming.
That is now your
So
only
here
duty.
it goes, folks. Into the frying pan. So this is gonna get interesting. So the East is about to get lit up. Here come the Sassanids already. And they're hitting the province where I'm trying to build my military buildings. I am going to go ahead and fight this just to see what kind of damage I can cause to their troops. This is where I actually think the Legio units are going to come in handy, because that defensive testudo makes them very, very strong against cav. Not as good against infantry, but again, it's the Sassanid cav that's going to be a threat. So having that defensive testudo getting the +15 versus cav, well, in it is going to be huge. So let's see what we can do on this map to cause as much damage as possible to the first Sassanid army. And see if we can convince Shepur here that he made a mistake in attacking me. So they have got me surrounded from all sides, and I can't hold all sides, which is most unfortunate. What I'm thinking is I'm going to put one group here. Another here. They can get around me quite easily. But the longer I hold, the more damage I can cause, basically. So this is going to be a fruitless effort to some degree, but in some ways it, could be handy. Just helping to pick away at the Sassanids really is all we need to do here. So we're going to move these troops up here into a defensive wall. Yeah, the enemy does outnumber us. It's quite bad.
Our enemies mean to march into our capital and utterly overthrow us. They mean to take our women and enslave our children. This we cannot allow.
Oh, I agree. We don't want to let them take our city, but I don't know if there's much we can do about it. But your rousing speech is appreciated nonetheless. I don't know if I'm thick enough to resist cav charges here. We're just gonna have to hope for the best. Come on, overpowered towers. I'm always wanting to download like a mod that makes towers less overpowered, but in situations like this I'm like, yeah, get them, towers. Such a cheapskate. Oh, I'm so dead.
The enemy is going for our general. Protect him.
Our general is going to die, and there is no way around it. We just want as many enemies to die here as possible. Okay, so their Armenian spears are engaging my Legio Comitatenses. They shouldn't do great, but just by the numbers, I mean, they'll cause some damage. This is going to be trouble over here for my Exploratores. I'm hoping that their cataphracts will kind of walk in here and get some of them killed as well. And then they're firing on the backs of their own men, so this is the kind of stuff that probably helps me more than anything. They're causing more friendly fire damage than they are damage to me, so it's very much worthwhile. And then if this spear unit will get in the way of that Savaran cataphract, which it is not, actually, unfortunately. So yeah, these guys are going to eat it. Unfortunately, the cataphract isn't like fully up to speed here. So I'm actually beating down some of their Armenian spearmen over here. Let's run some charges into these Armenian spears, just try and cause a little bit of damage and cycle. We're going to cause a pretty decent amount of damage overall, I think.
The enemy have rallied their units.
So I mean, we can at least cause damage like this. Charge and retreat on the spear units. Those horse archers are firing at me, unfortunately. There's a pretty considerable number of horse archers. Enough that it's gonna cause me some problems. But see, like over here where they're all bogged down, shooting themselves in the back, I mean, this is great. They're gonna kill a whole bunch of their own troops here. These scat equites are getting killed, and I lost my unit over here, so to be expected eventually. We're causing what damage we can. My exploratories, 7 kills. These guys just have no attack. They have decent damage, they just can't land an attack to save their life, and now they're getting shot in the back by horse archers, so this is going to be not such a good fight for my exploratories. Blood effects certainly are much better. A lot of beheadings and stuff still, but hey, it's better. Yeah, watch my guys getting hammered here. Let's go see if my general has fled yet. He hasn't. My general's holding strong over here. And, I mean, they're shooting themselves in the back pretty badly. You can see the fire from their bows coming into the back of their own men here, and it's taking a toll. Picking away at health and everything else. My general's holding firm here. He's got 60 kills as well. My exploratories are just eating fire in the back, but they did manage to rack up 27 kills finally. A good number of them on Savaran cataphracts of all things. Well, or these horse archers are certainly killing some of their own men here, so I wish they just keep firing at my routing troops there. And then over here we've killed, again, a great number of Savaran cataphracts, or the enemies killed them for me, one of the two. We've killed a decent number of Armenian spears as well. So I think acceptable performance for my troops here. These are always frustrating to have to watch your town fall, but I mean, it's certainly worthwhile to sit here and watch the enemies shoot their own cavalry to death. I mean, just please keep firing. These Persian bowmen have 0 kills on my men. I'm sure they've gotten me a fair number of kills on their own men. And then my tower has racked up a fair number of kills as well. So I mean, just look here, like half of these Savaran cataphracts are dead, almost half of those are dead. The Persian nobles is down almost 30 men, and their Armenian spearmen have taken considerable losses as well. They are about to capture the morale point here, so it is about to turn very sour for my men. So let's get up, just get you some close-ups. Watch my spearmen taking on the enemy cav here. My men bravely standing their ground against all odds. The Persians being shot down by their own arrows, no doubt questioning the authority of Shapur, who has allowed such things to happen, even though Shapur himself is in this unit up here fighting while being shot in the back. So you know it always takes a great commander to order himself to be shot in the back. I'm going to laugh if it says the enemy general dies. I don't think I'll get so lucky, but look, horse just went flying over there. That looked pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, they're killing their own cavalry here. This is great. We're getting a lot of kills. The Persian nobles down over 30 men. I don't think we'll get their general, because the AI's general usually gets pretty protected, but we've ruined these Savaran cataphract units. One of them is even wavering at this point. And there's just even more fire incoming here. That's probably, again, just as likely to kill their men as it is mine, because my guys are in a defensive testudo and nearly immune to arrows. So, I mean, these Armenian spears are gone. Persian nobles now dropping even more, down to 38 men. Please keep firing your bows. Down to 34 men. The enemy general might die if I get really lucky here. I doubt it, but I mean, they're not killing my spearmen at any great rate. They're starting to get a few more kills now that they're shooting towards my back with the arrows. But both of these cataphract units are now wavering. And the Persian noble Shapur is down to 20 some odd men and dropping fast now due to the friendly fire and probably the tower fire as well. Down to 20 men. Shapur may very well die in this combat. Oh, please. Almighty Jupiter, please kill Shapur. Ayers is trying to get used to this new pagan god idea, I guess. Oh, he's got 12 men. Now he's moving away from all the friendly fire, so I think he's going to make it away alive. But, I mean, the Sassanids inflicting huge casualties on themselves at that point. They lost 1,180 men, so over half of their army is gone, including some of their key units, which would be these Sfaran cataphracts and their Persian noble general. So I now ought to be able to counterpunch them pretty effectively with my army that's fairly nearby. And it looks like they've just sacked my city there. We're going to need to get some forces raised up, and quickly, though, to help counter the Sassanids. I'll have to bring my armies from Palestinian and Egypt over and just start working our way through the east. The best thing that's going to be able to do is to best just, like, try and hold the Sassanid client states and then just really focus on getting the Sassanids down to one territory and then subjugating them, because then all of their client states will become mine, basically. I don't know what happened there, but as long as it was one of the Sassanid client states suffering, then I'm good. My client states there in the north look like they're about to get overwhelmed. Roman separatist. Yeah, we'll just keep entering the war on the side of our allies for now. Okay, so Patriarch requested bill. Whatever. Wonder if we can get this agent all the way around down here into Sassanid client state lands. See what we can do. I kind of need this army to help protect these lands. Part of me is thinking, why don't we just pull back and protect our frontier here? So I'm going to defortify and march back to my own frontier and just protect it. And then that way I can try and commit this army. The one in Palestinian here, we can go ahead and run upgrades. And like I said, I'll just keep trying to save some money every turn so that we can drive a ton of income without even having to really build any buildings at this point. I mean, public order is only bad here because we just got attacked. Everywhere else it's rising or stable. So, and this is unfortunate. They damaged the military building. We can go ahead and move this army down here. These guys are Lanciarii Seniores. These are decent spear units. They're definitely better than Armenian spears. And like I said, all of these guys have defensive testudo. So I'm feeling pretty confident about our capability here.
At your command.
We can get Protectores Domestici, but I actually think Legio would be better out here. I only need 2 more units for this to be a full stack, so I'm thinking about just snagging some mercenaries. I wonder if I can get some mercenaries Svar and Cav, like the crossbow Cav. I cannot. Unfortunately, I cannot. Persian brigades, I don't think those would be too useful. Cavalry would probably be more useful than anything at this point. I'm just going to get a couple of these mounted pajama warriors here, as I like to call them. Let's see what we've got going on around here as well. So I'm thinking about building a military building in this province as well so that I can get some troops trained. Let's see what we can do. Cavalry corral, infantry grounds would probably be as helpful as anything right now. Protectores, numeroi. Torres, Explorator. It looks like none of these buildings here are going to provide me. I would need to build them in the capital, it looks like. But, I mean, just getting any troops at this point... Well, the rally field actually would allow me to get Legio Comitatenses. Never mind, so yes, this is the right choice. Good. And we're solid on food and everything else again for the time being, so we'll leave that be. There's places where I can build other buildings, but again, I want to bank some money for a while and really let that interest start earning me a ton of money so that I can gain strength. This army, I'm going to go ahead and train up some spearmen here. Get a couple of Cataphractari. Equites Promoti. And then just get some levies Amateur. These guys are pretty good at cutting down cavalry, so take me 5 turns, but I'll have another army ready there. I'll have this army in Palestina, and then I'll have this army. And I can draw on the one down here in Libya at this point as well, and might as well. Let's see, do we have any military buildings? We do, so we can actually train this army up here. So I'm going to go ahead and start training up. This will hurt our income a little, but since we're not going to build as many buildings for now, we should be fine. So I think we can build up a substantial enough force to hold back the Sassanids. What really worries me is that once all their client states get heavily committed, we're talking about a lot of armies, like a lot. So we're going to need to be able to beat them soundly, and this is all the more important that I'm trying to get to those Eastern Armored Legio. Those guys would be a huge benefit to me, as they would be far superior to anything the Sassanids can throw at me for the moment. And it looks like they're moving north against my client states. So we'll need to get an army up there. The one that I'm training in Thracia can get finished training and move that way, or if we get others nearby, we can make some moves sooner. And then that army there near Sirmium can protect our frontier against the Huns and any other threat. So yeah, it looks like our client states are getting beat down pretty bad up there. Couple of pretty big Sassanid stacks there. We'll get them. We will get them. I'll find a way. Sassanids will not prevail. Ah, good. The Magyars are destroyed. That's perfectly fine with me. So let's go ahead and start pushing through Sassanid territory. We may get some pushback, but at least it'll get their attention. So I'm going to come up here and attack at Nisibis, and I'm going to put a siege on here and see if we can lure their army out. Ooh, this is their king. So we have an opportunity to kill their king here, actually. So yeah, I'm going to lay the siege down and see if we can get them to move on open ground against me. And see if we can potentially kill their king. I mean, even if I... Yeah, this is definitely worth the risk for me. So we need to train troops here. We'll just train anything we can get at this point. The Lanciarii Senioris, we can get plenty of them and then get that army moved out. There we go. Let's just keep troops training. Those guys are all on the way. Good. So we've got several backup armies training. We've got these guys under siege. Now they have some pretty serious armies. They're not going to be able to get to me in one turn, but we'll want to keep an eye out, just make sure that they don't work me over too bad all of a sudden. Got an unassigned skill here for the governor. Yeah, this is where those garrison buildings that some of y'all told me about in the comments would be coming in handy too, like if I had Heterea Guard garrisons. But of course, those buildings do cost food, and it's something I'm going to have to be aware of. West Rome, you're just going to have to soak up all the hordes for me for now, while I destroy the threat in the east. And it is a substantial threat. I'm a little worried about it. It depends on just how aggressive the Sassanid client states get, or puppet states. it could be big, and it looks like they're going to try and come surround me with a bunch of troops here and attack me. So I mean, this is a considerable number of Sassanids here coming at me. Part of me is thinking of, let's fall back and see if we can get to a point where I might be able to like set up a fort. Well, they're going to be able to attack me here anyway, but at least none of them will come in behind me at this point. They're mostly Armenian spearmen. Let's see what other threats we have. Probably some Luckman scouts. They got quite a few bows. Some Svaran cataphracts we're going to have to be very careful of. Svaran Cav actually does have Parthian shot in the campaign and will need to be dealt with appropriately. Let's go ahead and fight this on the battlefield. I actually probably could just corner camp these guys. I don't think there's anything that they could do about it. And I may just do it. Yeah, I think I will be doing it actually. I don't see what in the world they could possibly do about me corner camping them. They're not like the Huns where they're going to be getting a bonus or like a morale factor against me, and their arrows would have very little effect on my troops in their testudo formations. So let's set up and project screw over the Sassanids, and we can potentially kill their king here too, which would be a great victory. Gonna put these guys in the center of the Legio Comitatenses. Comitatenses? Sorry, there's no O in there. I don't know what I'm thinking. Get nice, thick ranks here.
Enemy reinforcements have been. The enemy should know when the odds are.
I'm gonna actually back up a little bit from my main line so that they can soak up a bunch of the arrows. Wonder if we can hide our cav over here and like keep them hidden potentially. Just this scout cav, and let's keep my Persian cav, mercenary Persian cav back here. And then we'll put my general up here. He may be able to bait some arrows while he's in testudo formation. So I actually feel pretty good that we can give the Sassanids a great deal of grief here. My scout cav is hidden for now, but it may just be because it's not in line of sight of the enemy. So we'll see. If it looks like they might catch it, I'll run back towards my own lines. But Operation Corner Camp is underway. Need to let my guys regain their stamina. There's going to be a lot of units on the battlefield because the Sassanids have a considerable number of troops that'll be coming in. I think up to 40 units that they can get on the screen here. Yeah, in very thick formations like this, I don't think that the enemy's going to have an easy time breaking my lines, but you've seen how the defensive formation does weird stuff. But again, there's not going to be a morale penalty against me like there is against the Huns. This will keep me protected from their crossbows because of the missile block chance. Otherwise, their crossbow cav could be exceedingly dangerous. These guys have plenty of ammo, and they pack a brutal punch with a serious missile damage. Those are Persian mounted bows. Their crossbow cav. Where the heck are they? Right here. Yeah, 65 missile damage. So definitely, and these guys have 202 health. That's not bad. They have good melee damage, just horrible attack. They're a medium unit, so they have decent impact damage as well. So they're a useful unit all around. Okay. Do not all my units have defensive testudo? How come I couldn't do this? Is my general? Oh, my general has an attacking testudo. Nah, big deal. As long as it protects him from missile fire, it's all good. And really, I kind of want to keep my archers back. I just kind of want my infantry to soak up the fire from their bows because I'll be nearly immune to missiles. So it's going to take a minute, so I'm just going to have to leave this and super fast forward because the AI is actually intelligent in this sense that it's just going to walk its way over to my troops and not get tired. Just take its time moving over. My scouts are no longer invisible either. So that isn't going to work, and there isn't anywhere for them to hide back here, unfortunately, so we're just going to have to run them back here into the blob. I'm actually going to take all these units off fire at will. including my scouts. Don't want them to hit my own guys in the back with their javelins. Every little bit's going to count here. And just let the boring fast forward piece of this go. It's going to take a while for them to get over here, and then we're going to have to grind it out, which could potentially take a while too. But again, my hope is that they'll attack with their infantry and start shooting the crap out of their own guys in the back. That's really going to be the biggest potential gain for me, is the friendly fire that they cause to themselves while trying to overcome my superior infantry. And you take a look, I mean, I got 122 health, 30-32 on the attack, and these guys actually have a pretty decent charge bonus for a spear unit. 62 armor as well. And if we take a look at like an Armenian spearman, yeah, lower attack, a little bit lower armor, considerably lower health. So I mean, these guys are not going to match up well versus my guys in the defensive testudo. Not that the defensive testudo gives me any extra capability versus infantry, but it's just not going to go well for them because their stats are lower. And I've got expert charge defense, so it'll return the charge on the Armenian spears. This unit, or the Litio Comita Tenseis, do not, but all of my Lanciarii Seniores, they are going to return charge damage. Especially when they're in the testudo, they ought to be able to do that quite effectively, I think. So the Sassanid horde approacheth. We're going to be grateful that we have this defensive formation, especially considering how many cataphracts they have on the field here. And, I mean, Persian skirmish, they got a lot of skirmishers. This would just be bad to face them on open ground. I wouldn't be able to deal with all that cavalry. Not by a long shot. Their infantry is no threat, no credible threat at least. If they had a bunch of Sogdian warriors or elite Daylamites, I might be a little more concerned, but they don't have either of those. Okay, these guys are really taking their time, so I apologize, but I have it in as much fast forward as I can go at this point. Okay, I'm gonna move up their cav. Hopefully they YOLO their cav in first and then start shooting all their bows. And it does look like they're gonna go for a cav YOLO. This shouldn't go well for them because of the thickness of my formations here. They're trying to get to my flank, but they really can't. But I mean, they're trying. So what I'll do is actually get one of my Persian cav to come over here and support, because these guys really are trying to get to my flank. And they get a very poor charge. And now I'm just going to send my Persian cav in to help reinforce, because these are all mercenary Sparran cataphracts.
They are trying to take out our general.
There we go.
Defend him.
Here comes all the missile fire. My guys should be relatively safe under their testudo. Let's just make sure they're not shooting at my cav or my archers. They are not. So let's just soak up the fire for now and let them waste their ammo. And over here, the Spartan cataphracts are starting to drop. They're not going to drop quick, but they're going to drop. They're not going to be a good unit in extended melee. And then the missile fire isn't really causing any damage. It's the Spartan cataphracts over there that got a few kills. So okay, here comes the main line, enemy charge, and this is going to be quite good for me. Their Persian scouts here are going to get hacked down. No problem. They have an onager. This is probably not good, but it's just as likely to hit their own men here too. And over here we've got our cavalry to help slow down their cataphracts. So yeah, this will be a decent engagement for me, I think. Okay, now let's get our archers up and see if we can start killing some of their missile cav off. I'm going to switch over to flaming shot. We're going to get some lag here because there's a lot of missile fire, a whole lot of missile fire. Let's go ahead and target the the Persian mounted bowmen here. We should get them killed very quickly with their Sagittari. We're going to want to save our ammo as much as possible. Yeah, there's just a horde of missile fire coming out of the middle, but again, it looks like it's doing more friendly fire than anything. Okay, we got rid of one horse archer quite easily. I'm going to try and get rid of another one here. With the combination of precision shot and flaming,
have rallied their units.
Okay. Oh, this is probably... well, this is not Bahram, but we can try and kill him anyway. Well, he's actually going to come into the fight, so he'll get himself killed regardless. So I'm going to just continue to fire here on the mercenary Svaran cavalry. This is a great target for my archers. They're starting to eat some pretty serious damage. See, you guys move forward here, and this is one of the downsides of that defensive formation. They'll move forward after a unit routes, and it actually starts to expose a flank. It's quite bad. Come on, come on, come on. Kill that Svaran cavalry. We are killing it. How is the crossbow cav already out of ammo? So it's not even a worthy target anymore. Target that Persian noble. See if we can put some shots in his back. Oh yeah, got some nice shots into the back of that Persian noble. What's this? They have 2 Persian nobles by the same name. Okay, I don't want to hit my own guys with the flaming shot here. These horse archers back here shouldn't be causing any real damage. Oh, see, this is a problem here. We got kind of a breakthrough going on. Some of their spearmen. We're going to need to run some hits here with our cav. My general is actually just taking all the fire from the enemy troops here, and it is causing a pretty decent amount of damage. Okay, we need to kill the enemy general. Let's see if we can get some cross shots onto him here. Where's the other Persian noble? Or have they just not come onto the map yet because they're up to total unit size? Okay, all my archers are unloading on the Persian noble general. And the Persian noble has routed, but we did not kill the general, unfortunately.
The men are broken and running for their lives.
Which men are broken? What did we lose? Oh, probably a Persian cav that was over here fighting that whole time. We should still be good. Enemy onager crew, so that Persian noble's back up here. Let's hit him again with our archers. If we can get lucky and kill the enemy general here, it would be huge. Okay, enemy general's dead.
Enemy general is dead.
If we start to get a waver over here with my general, I can use the war cry. Come on, someone start wavering. There we go, we're starting to get some breaks in the enemy line. Yeah, the enemy archers and stuff are now firing at my own archers. This isn't good because I don't want to waste ammo on them. We're getting a pretty considerable number of breaks here actually in the enemy line. Let's see if we can reposition some of these troops real quick. Yeah, we're taking fire from their bows now, and I really don't want to spend my ammo on them, but I may be left with no choice. Come on. My guys, it says they're in combat with some of these other units here, so I can't get them into a defensive testudo. Really like to though, because I think more enemy units may come in to support from behind, and we're just losing our archers now to sustain fire from their units, but they are almost out of ammo themselves. Yeah, there we go. Now I can get into defensive testudo again. Yeah, the enemy troops are starting to suffer morale-wise, and so I'm going to try and pour on a little heat right here with my archers and see if we can cause a chain rout. Sorry about the lag, there's just a lot of units and a lot of projectiles and fire and all that other stuff, and Attila is not the most friendly game to your graphics card or your processor. So there we go, got a bunch of good enemy routes that shattered right away, and they're right at the edge of the map, so all those guys are going to be gone. And then now let's see if we can get lined up for a shot into this big group over here and finish them off. They're not making any real progress against my Legio. Of course, my Legio are probably not making a whole lot of real progress versus them either. Let's plop some flaming arrows over here and see if the enemy morale was worse than our own. I don't want to put too much friendly fire on my own men and actually kill people. I just want the morale effect to see if we can get a few of their units chain routed here. Not quite enough to chain route them. Let's try and chain route that Armenian spear with the war cry there, because it was already wavering, so I'll hit it with the war cry. That ought to get those. My Legio over there wavering. Why? Why are you wavering? Oh, it's probably because they're outflanked, attacked in the rear or something because of their weird formation. I'll see if I can... No, yeah, they're just getting attacked in the flank, and there's not much I can do about it. Let's get some of these mercenary Persian mounted warriors and see if we can get over here and help. Okay, we're still holding out pretty well. A lot of the enemy missile units are about to run out of ammo. I've still got ammo remaining. Persian mounted warriors are getting hit over here. Some Savaran cataphracts coming in. What would really... Actually, let's take these guys out the center. There's not a lot of good enemy cav to protect the, their own units here. I'm taking a considerable amount of fire, but right here we've got a chance to break out with their cav in the center.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
That's what I'm talking about right here. Yep, let's just scoot out through this gap. Come on, right here. Keep moving. Come on. Keep moving. Come on. Get out of there. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Those archers are out of ammo, so that's no concern. We're going to swing around here and hit this big group in the back. Those stupid skirmishers are chasing me here. And now I've got a spear unit chasing me too. That's frustrating. Let's just kind of split up, see if we can divide and conquer here and accomplish what we need to. I just need a rear charge into a few of these Armenian spearmen, and it ought to be enough to break them. Let's go ahead and pull out here. Yep, so I got a nice rear charge there. Got some wavering going on with these Armenian spearmen. I'm going to leave those guys in combat and see if we can break them. Archers going down. So again, sorry for the lag. It's just, and with not getting a whole ton of close-ups at the moment.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Yep, we caused a chain route over here with our Scadicutes. So we've got the Sassanid armies on the run here. Obviously doing some gratuitous corner camping in order to accomplish it, but whatever. Take what I can get. I will take what I can get. These stinking Kurdish javelin men here. Alright, let's get these Legio Comitatenses out of formation. There we go. We have completely routed the enemy troops. And gonna get some nice kills here. So that is a huge victory for us. I don't know if we got to kill Bahram, but we got to kill at least one of their Persian nobles. So, and if we can just kind of jump back over to our territory real quick and retrain, that'll definitely slow the Sassanid advance a little right there. So Bahram lives, just barely. Unfortunately, he got away, but we killed 2 of their family members and only lost 1 Lanciarii Seniores, which we can easily retrain. I only get 1% bonus from retraining, but I'm going to take it. Anything we can get. Like I said, I'm just going to plot back into my own territory there and retrain and then try and take the Sassanids down in numbers again. They've got some troops moving towards my northern borders up here.
These people trouble the Emperor greatly.
Sure, whatever. Give me 1,000 talents, I'll take it. That's all the time I have for this episode, so it is about to get interesting, folks. Hope you all enjoyed the this episode. So it looks like in both my Fall of the Samurai and the East Roman campaign, things are getting real here. This battle against the Sassanids is going to be... Oh yeah, you can have military access. Go after all the enemies you want. Yeah, up here north at Trapezos, I'm a little worried about the Sassanid stacks incoming, plus the potential enemy stacks here. My client state here is doing a terrible job of fighting for itself. Oh, we've got massive enemy stacks headed towards the north, so we've got to get over there quickly and put a stop to it, or else Asia Minor is going to suffer badly. So, killed a couple of Sassanid leaders. It's great. This army here is going to have to forget these guys. I can handle 1 more turn of training to get these cavalry because they're important. Can I get another equite? No, not in that turn. Whatever, we'll take what we can get. So after 1 turn, I can now leave and head over here to help head this off. This army here will start force marching it north into Asia Minor. So, and then this army can kind of hold back the tide of Sassanids right here near Edessa. So I'm going to come back in and get retrained just as quickly as possible here. So let's see. We're going to need one more mercenary cav unit. And then let's train Lanciarii Senioris to replace the one that was killed. So we can get trained back up pretty quick here. Let's see, we got local priest has been particularly successful in converting the village's population. It could be useful to us. Send him elsewhere. I don't care. So anyway, HeirofCarthage signing off for now.